Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about the fact that the Heat are considered the most likely team to sign Kelly Oubre once the Damian Lillard trade is done. This is coming from Mark Stein of the Stein Line. The Miami Heat are widely expected to sign Kelly Oubre once they eventually trade for Damian Lillard this offseason, reports Mark Stein of the Stein Line Substack. Kelly Oubre is the most prominent player who remains a free agent. He averaged 20 points and 5 rebounds in 32 minutes. And he's coming off a 2-year, $26 million contract. I'm sorry, guys, but he's probably going to be signing a similar deal to Christian Wood, which was that 2-year deal with a player option for the second year, value of $5.7 million. That's probably what he's going to do. The problem is Kelly Oubre is a high-energy, super athletic, streaky shooter who gambles a lot on defense, but when he's engaged, he can be good. There's a lot to like about Kelly Oubre, but there's also a lot to understand that, and you know, I think it's definitely interesting to see how it all will play out. And this is where I want to hear your thoughts right before we start today's video. What do you guys think of Kelly Oubre on the Miami Heat, and what do you guys expect the starting lineup to be? Because for me, when I think of the starting lineup, I think that due to the fact that, you know, you look at Kelly Oubre, he could either be a starter or off the bench. The starting lineup's either going to be like Duncan Robinson. I mean, they could do a lineup of Damian Lillard, Duncan Robinson, Kelly Oubre, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, and then have Cody Martin and Kevin Love off the bench with Thomas Bryant, etc. I think it's definitely interesting to see, but you know, I'm curious. Because this is a team that many people are going to be waiting to see if Kelly Oubre can be an impact player. Let's get right into it.
I literally pulled up and thought the train was on the other side, but it wasn't. It was on the side that I originally pulled up and I missed it. So now your boy has to wait 30 minutes. But while he's waiting 30 minutes, he found out that Kelly Oubre is signing with the Miami Heat. All we're waiting on is for our man Damian Lillard to be traded there. That's really the hiccup in this whole plan. We're just waiting for Damian Lillard to be sent over, and the 20-point scorer for the Charlotte Hornets last year will be joining. We assume on a 2-year with a player option, $5.7 million contract with the Miami Heat. It's being reported from Mark Stein of the Stein Line, not the contract amount, but that he'll be signing with the Miami Heat. Now, it's definitely interesting as everything plays out, because we were looking at what has been going on so far this season. I mean, look, with Kelly Oubre Jr., he's this high energy player who can play this, you know, be a oversized shooting guard. In the same, not like, I'm not comparing him to Klay Thompson, but like in the same physical profile, how Klay is a 2, but he's really an oversized 2 who can also be a wing. And he's got good length and great athleticism. He can throw it down with authority in transition.
And you guys have already heard my whole spiel at the beginning of the video. It's the thought that Kelly Oubre, now we mentioned this earlier. We assumed Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic are traded, maybe even to Haywood Highsmith or Cody Martin. We don't specifically know. I think Cody Martin's somebody that they're really trying to keep. So let's say they keep Cody Martin. Okay, they trade for Dame, starting lineup next year. Dame, I guess Kelly Oubre. No, Dame, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and supposedly there's a rumor that either PJ Tucker or like somebody else could end up like a Royce O'Neal if Tyler Hero's sent to like the Nets to the Heat. Like the Heat will get like a vet, maybe a Naz Little too. So somebody could be at small forward and Jimmy at power forward with Bam at center. And then you would assume Cody Martin and Kelly Oubre would be the first 2 guys. And then backup center, you know, Kevin Love. And right there, you already have a pretty formidable squad, if I had to say. Like, that's not bad players for the Miami Heat right there. That's a decent 8-man rotation. One might say better than the one that made it to the finals. And again, like the thing is having Kelly Oubre, He's a super confident dude. He's productive, actually running the pick and roll. He's got himself a 7'2" wingspan. Yes, 7'2". And I don't know. You just look at this, okay? And I think for me, I'm most surprised by the fact that this is a team that's definitely looking at, trying to take advantage of the fact that Kelly Oubre is going to be available. He was on a 2-year, $26 million contract. I think he's going to get the same deal Christian Wood got. I'm serious. I really do think he's getting the same deal as Christian Wood. And that's no offense. I think it's a 2-year deal with the second year being a player option. So in reality, it's really a one-year deal worth I think it's $2.85 million. So $2,850,000 for 1 year, with the second year being a player option for another $2.8 million, and which is basically $5.7 million over 2 years if he accepts that player option. And it gives him a chance to rebuild his value and to go out and test free agency again if he decides that's what he wants to do. It's an interesting situation. Do I think it's the right one? I don't know. Again, that's up for interpretation for you guys, like what you guys think Kelly Oubre's value is. But I think there's value there for him. I just think he just needs to show that he can be efficient, because the last couple stops he's had, he's not been the most efficient basketball player. And I think that's what's hurt his value. That's why people are hesitant to give him money, because they're like, hey, you're kind of nice off the bench, but those 20 points weren't really the nicest 20 points. It looked like we were watching Rudy Gay in 2011, So that's one of the bigger problems. So yeah, for me, when I look at this, I just think, okay, Kelly Oubre, what he needs to do is put himself in a situation like Miami where he's going to look really good in their system and make sure that he's going to be utilized correctly. I don't know if you hear my dog. I just grabbed her harness and she's like, we're going on a walk? We're going on a walk. She's very excited. You guys probably can't hear her, but that's the video, guys. If you made it to the end, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Hope you guys really enjoyed. I don't know what else to talk about, but that's basically it for me. I can't think of anything else, so bye. Everybody, I love you. Again, if you made it this far, you should hit that subscribe button, because you clearly like my content. I just needed to add a couple of thoughts that I do think that this is a team with Kelly Oubre, freaking good, okay? Still be fair. People need to be scared, especially if they get Dame. Just saying, people.